Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Chronicles of the Wolf. So, dear viewer, just like that beautiful bearded bastard Barry Bertrum, you're probably wondering,
what is this?
Chronicles of the Wolf is the latest in a very long line of metroidvania video games. And being fellow gamers, I'm sure I don't have to explain to you exactly what a metroidvania is, so since I'm rather late to the party reviewing this game, let's just get on with the review, and I'll deliver it the only way I know how. Badly. So let's start with what I liked about Chronicles of the Wolf. Well, like I said, this being a metroidvania, a genre that is probably most fondly remembered for titles like Metroid Dread, Metroid Prime, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Chronicles of the Wolf has absolutely everything that made those particular games great. Lots of nice platforming, a shit ton of exploration, pardon my Italian, several endings to unlock, more weapons than you would find in a dominatrix's sex dungeon, and more boss fights than I've had hot dinners. The game also perfectly captures that oh so spooky gothic aesthetic that you'd find in a game like Symphony of the Night, or more recently, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Except this time, instead of being about vampires, though there is a vampire in this game focuses more on werewolves. Or should I say, one particular werewolf. I think he's a werewolf. The game never actually says the word werewolf. They just call him the Beast. I'm gonna call him a werewolf. I like that better. The game also has fabulous sound design and is thankfully fully voice acted. Granted, we don't get any humdingers here like, what is a man but a measly pile of secrets? Or whatever the hell the line was. The voice acting here's still pretty good. No complaints there. The music also has that perfect Castlevania vibe. And if you've ever played a Castlevania game, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, if you changed the identity of the main protagonist, threw a couple of vampires in there, a big boss fight against Dracula at the end, this would actually be a perfectly acceptable Castlevania game. Though don't take my use of the words perfectly acceptable to mean that I didn't enjoy this game. That's just what came out of my mouth when I went to say that sentence. I think this is a great Metroidvania gothic horror Castlevania clone type affair. But is it perfect? Absolutely not. The only thing around here that's perfect is me. So let's talk about what I didn't like so much about the game. And my one and really only complaint about this game is the map. Now, like a lot of Metroidvania video games, you will see more of the map the more you explore. But unfortunately for me, and I don't know how much of an annoyance this will be for other people, I wish that the map had icons on it, like a door you've tried that's locked, or a place you can't quite get to yet, or a big skull to tell you that there's an upcoming boss fight approaching. There were so many times I was playing the game and I would just get lost, or I would get a new power-up and I would think, right, I have to go to that statue and put this bloody thing in said statue, but wait a minute, where the hell was that statue? I'd open the map, and of course the map would be absolutely no help to me whatsoever, so I would end up running around for far longer than I probably should have, looking for this bloody statue to put my bloody thing into. Not my thing. I'm talking about you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm going to put my thing into a statue. Good lord. So I just wish the game's map had a bit more Ubisoft syndrome. You know what I mean when I say that? You know, Ubisoft games, the maps tend to have more bloody icons on them than hotel mattresses have semen stains. But apart from a little bit of frustrating trying to remember where to go, trying to figure out how to unlock the true ending for the game, I had a rather splendid time with this game. So if you enjoy Metroidvanias, you like your Castlevania, you like horror platformers, then I highly recommend Chronicles of the Wolf. Therefore, I declare that Chronicles of the Wolf is splendid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my review for Chronicles of the Wolf. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, which of course you did, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh. You must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.